I can't with you.
Hello. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to another fantastic edition of Diversity
And Equity.
in Education. I'm the Diva D from Carved Out Divas.
April Cobb from April's Beauty Bar. And we live, y'all. We live.
We live.
This is our true source of entertainment when we come on Sundays. Because, baby.
First of all, we got the head. Listen, I have been trying. I want to let y'all know something right now. Inside here is the original hair color I have. And then there's an actual at least a half an inch of gray. But so I had to do whatever I could to let the
You see me, I'm standing straight out. I don't know what else to do. I look like the doll off of Rugrats. Remember the doll that the little girl used to have? I'm like everywhere. I got pieces everywhere. Pieces of hair just everywhere. I'm like, whatever, man.
That's just what it is. Listen, but guess what? We are all still alive. And at this point in time, let me just pause a second, and give a great big shout out to our hostess with the mostest. That is Bianca Goolsby from Teacher for the Culture. Thank you. I'll tell you, we would not be on this platform if it weren't for her. So big shout out that. Hey, babe. So everybody, listen, how are you all doing this evening? That's the question of the evening. How you doing? And by the way, let me give also another special shout out because my friend extraordinaire is always an entrepreneur to the fullest.
Girl, it's a hobby for us. Hold on, this is a hobby for us.
I'm a supporter. I'm always, me. I can't sell a lick, but I will support you to the teeth. Look at this. Well, I ain't gonna zoom in all the way because I ain't good perfect yet. But look at this.
Color. Oh no, they look good.
Color Street. You need to get up in there. Color Street.
Why you grainy?
Colors, by the way, she picked my colors. I didn't pick
them.
So
you know all day.
I'm just saying. And you know that saved my life because I am a strictly go to the nail shop. Nails and pedicure type of female. I refuse to do my nails. I just it's not gonna come out right. I no. And this has literally saved my life. So I just want to give a shout out right there. Bam. Go order you a set. I'm about to order about 4 or 5 sets so I can get because I can't step out the house no more like this. I can't do it. Anyway.
And they actually, what you should notice is what I noticed. And before we get so far off the topic is after you take them off with acetone, your nails feel harder, and I'm a nail tech by heart. Right. I like nice nails. My friends don't walk around with chip toe nail polish. I can't do it. I'll be like, "Where you going?"
Right. She'll put you on the right path in a minute. Here's a cotton swab. Wipe that off. Just wipe it off before we go anywhere, because you're not stepping out with me like that.
So we'll see what this hobby adventure take us. I mean,
yes,
that's got a whole bunch of strips.
I'm impressed. Because I say I like to be pampered. So for me to say I did it myself, oh my God. Okay. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, how is your week? We are into our e-learning. We've got 25 days left, isn't that right, April?
25. Do we have any music, any kind, just something? 25.
Some shout music or something. Some shout.
25. Can I shout? We're gonna make head bounce just by ourselves.
Yeah, we're gonna shout it up.
25 days, glory. Listen. Glory, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Now, he calling TT.
See, this is what we're not doing. Y'all not a part of the live. This is my live.
Get go Bianca. Hey, listen. What we got?
We ready, y'all. Let the countdown begin.
Even though
I'm here to tell you, I don't want to see no trainings if no coinage is not with it.
Listen,
if the training don't carry coinage, don't ask me, because I don't want to sit on and look at no computer. I don't want to sit in no room and look. No.
Because people don't seem to understand. I feel like I am more drained after meeting after meeting after meeting. And it's like, do you realize, you know, could this have been an email? I mean, could it have been an email? I just need to know if it could have been an email. There's a lot of things I'm realizing we could have just put in an email. I know, and you know what it is? I know that everybody on the staff does not read the email. I understand that part. But all you're going to do is pick up the phone and shoot those people a special message and say, hey, check your email. Just check it. I'm not saying I always check my email first thing in the morning. I don't, because especially from home, internet service here ain't exactly the fastest. So I check it when I pop on. However, just put in an email. That's all I'm asking. I'm just going to throw that out there for y'all. That's all. Parents, how you been holding up? Because, you know,
I know, right?
From a range, I have a range of parents that actually went from, look, you know, they stay up with the kids' work. And then some just like, look, this is just too much. I can't do all my life and monitor these kids with their work. So I get that. I see the range and I understand what it's coming from. Plus, on top of that, with the new strategies or the new policies in place for picking up school lunch
that most aren't following.
You know, I understand where the parents are coming from. I do get the strain, the frustration, and all that. So
it's almost over. Put the days up on the wall. 25. Just come tomorrow.
Let the kids do that activity. And you know what I found interesting though this week, as I've been scrolling through the different social media sites, you know, I have found some great, like, parents have such creative ways of having the kids be engaged. Like one of the best ones I saw this week was the parents wanted to show like Onward. You know, Disney was supposed to release it to the theaters, but because of COVID-19, it immediately went to TV. So they went to the Disney Plus streaming service. Onward. It never made it to theaters because of coronavirus. So it went straight to Disney Plus.
Yeah, we watched it.
So one of the best ones I saw this week was the parents actually had set up their whole living room like a movie theater, and they charged the kids. They gave them Monopoly money throughout the week, and then they charged them to come downstairs. So when they charged them the ticket price, they would charge them $30 for popcorn.
But that's a teachable moment. That's the way to teach kids how to use money.
Right, and it was really great because
standing at the counter for about 15 minutes to count the coinage, and somebody, if they don't give you dollars, you can't count it. That's
right, exactly. And one little baby was like, she couldn't figure out the difference between like a $20 bill, a $10 bill, $5 bill, which is great because that's exactly how you learn how to spend money, you know. So that was a good exercise right there too. And then it had I saw one that did division with pizza slices and then apple slices. So that was a great activity. There were just a lot of great things. One parent went outside and did the chalk on the sidewalk, and they had done a whole math, you know, that's your area, but it was some kind of math thing where they were doing fractions, and they cut up the sidewalk in pieces, and they did that. And I just thought that was exciting and engaging. So parents, don't give up hope. Teaching is not like you got to sit them in front of the computer and make them learn things. There's a lot of ways you can teach your children that don't have to do with sitting in front of that computer. And I know a lot of them get frustrated. So they either get frustrated or they get like, look, I just don't want to do this work. I ain't doing it. And then, which leads me to that, there was an article that came out this week that talked about 4,000 plus kids in Hillsborough County have not logged in. So therefore they weren't taking attendance. I'm like, I need legs, because I got to talk about that in a second. Can I get some legs?
I just don't. I don't know.
There you go. Run it across the screen.
Run it out.
Run.
Because some ain't right.
Some don't add up. It don't add up because the week
just like the 2 million meals for that was passed out for.
Because 2 weeks earlier, y'all said you had 99% attendance. 99% accurate attendance. That's what you said 2 weeks ago. Let me lubricate.
I just don't. I don't know how that's done. Like even with
now you saying 4,000 people can't log in.
And then I know for a fact there are kids that we have not touched yet. There are kids we have not found, touched, talked to, spoken with.
Correct.
So I don't know.
So your numbers
maybe it's just maybe it's just at a certain school that they.
Correct.
I don't know.
So I think some of this stuff look a little bit biased, but like I said, I just speak from, what I observe and what I see. So I know that this period of time that we're in, the kids are going through a traumatic time in terms of being in the house, in terms of not being able to go out. For example, this week, there was a news report where a father, they heard about the stepfather that shot and killed his teenage son.
Yeah,
And
in Atlanta, yeah.
because that was real sad, because the boy wanted to go out and he was like, look, you can't do it. You can't do it. And so we're seeing all this trauma and violence. But understand, all that's still going to exist when we do return to school, because these kids are going to be talking about their experiences. They're going to live through these experiences. They're definitely going to share what happened within the household. Okay, and understand that's what they're going to do, because they tell us stuff like that all the time, and we don't ask for the information. They just share.
Yes.
So
because we family, they got to share with their family.
They got to share with somebody. So just know that we have a lot of trauma that's taking place, and kids just want to be out. They want to be hanging out. They want to see their friends. They're going to miss a lot of things that's happening. They're going to miss it. So this leads us into the fact that, are we going to have adequate enough staff for next year, the next couple years, that's going to be able to deal with these kids and what the traumatic experiences that they're going through right now? Let's just talk about that for a second. Anybody want to chime in?
My question is, it appears that they are phasing out the behavior specialist position in the district. And I'm just trying to figure out the why, and that when we know in a lot of our schools that there is, I'm trying to put them kids on. There is a lot of students mental health needs that are not being met on the campus already, because there are so many students that have so much going on that there's only one guidance counselor assigned to them that can speak to them, and you know, so on and so forth. And you know, all schools don't have a school psychologist that's there 100% of the time. So I'm trying to figure out, like, why it appears that the behavior specialist position is phasing out, and the majority of them are moving into the MTSS RTI position. And I think that, again, that's a position that needs to be able to be on its own as well, because that individual is responsible for meeting the needs for a target population of kids on the campus based upon where they are at on the, you know, tier 3, tier 2 and above. So I just don't understand that at all, because there is a shortage of psychologists. There is a shortage that wants to work in public school setting. Let me correct that. Because of the salaries, they just don't see them being equivalent to, you know, what's best for them with the type of work that they have to put in. So I'm a little baffled by that.
Yeah, and that concerns me, because we know that all children can benefit from additional help. I mean, so there's nothing that I think that it'll create such a deficit when you take that away from them. I mean, we're going in now. Granted that we're going in, I feel like this is good. Next year is going to be a rebuilding year completely, because even though we only lost just 1 quarter, it's still a lot to make up that in quarter, because we missed the last 9 weeks. And we're missing through the summer. So we're not getting, and I don't know how many of them will actually want to take summer classes or just get anything to refresher classes. Depends on if we're able to go back. But at the same time, we're looking at the long run for the country itself. So because from some of the reports that I'm hearing, we might be sitting on this for a minute. We might be gone for a minute and not come back to school. So I don't know about you, but I'm mentally prepared for continuing to learn how to work with the kids on this online platform, because I don't anticipate us in a rush to get back to school, only because of how I see every report that's coming up from these different doctors, how it looks in terms of the curve, which is not moving down. That is because we have certain states, certain governors, certain people who want to open the states back up and allow people to go back to work. What I find is interesting is, if you're not opening up the places where the rich people go, why are you opening places where the poor people go? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
And the question is, if more people was trying to figure that out, maybe we could get some responses. But hey. So Gretchen says, Bianca Gooseby, your school board member talked about the e-learning for District 5 school board member. All right, Gretchen, don't start no mess today.
Gretchen,
don't get her fired up today. Don't. Gretchen, move out the screen, Gretchen, like this.
Let me slide. Gretchen, you've come in by yourself. Bianca, we need a disclaimer just like you. We need them church announcement disclaimers where say, listen, the opinions reflected on this show.
We need the school announcements. Ours will be school announcements. Yeah. All right. Audra says, use your analytics on Clever to check log on. Log on does not mean assignment turning, but you can see when they, Audra, we know
right.
That. Yeah,
right.
We know that, Audra. But if I look on my, I actually have mine's up right now, Audra. And if I go to my login status, this computer moves so.
Look, I'm telling you.
If I go to my login status, it says right now that out of 127 students for no activity in the last 7 days, 48. Active in the last 3 to 7 days, 69. Active in the last 2 days, 10. So, yeah,
you can see when the kids are on. You can see when the kids are.
My student.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. This is just them logging on. This don't mean that they done anything. So if we're basing it off that, that's not 99%. No. And I know for a fact, if these are my students and my peer, my colleagues have the same students, that means that our numbers would. Okay. So yeah.
Right.
It's not at us. So maybe it just was a population, a certain population of kids that they pull a sample from in order to collect that information.
Right. And was the sample being pulled from the A school? That's what I wanted.
I just said, come on now, come on. You know that we will not have enough people. They can't even hire people for the vacancies now. That's true. You're right.
Oh yeah.
Sylvia Stevens says, hello. Our teacher for the culture says no comment. Dr. Elwood says, good evening. All right.
Good evening.
So yeah,
we
I say, girl, I take my homeroom attendance from that, but I only have 5 not logged on. That is phenomenal. So you all doing big things up in your room. Yes, that is not my case.
My homeroom, everybody showed up in terms of the analytics. Now, in terms of the work being turned in, that was a different story. But everybody did show up in terms of analytics. So I'm like, well, okay. So and here, which leads me to something else too. Friday, when I did the Friday rant, I expressed how parents, I'm trying to tell parents to say, listen, you can't always, the kids are kids. That's what they are. They're children, okay?
And they're going to be mischievous, and they're going to try to get over sometimes.
Right. Children are going to tell you, I did the work. I was online and I did the work. Okay, but I just need you to double check. Just because they say they did it doesn't necessarily mean. So you understand where we're coming from. We're in class, we're hovering over them, and we're looking at what they're doing, and you didn't start this yet. That's what we're talking about. I have one who every week he logs in just enough to show that he's been online, but hasn't done any work yet. So we're into 5 weeks now. And when I call the parent, he keeps telling me he didn't work. I said, I understand that. That's what he said. Okay, but that's not what he did. So I just need you to understand that. I mean, that's what they're gonna do. It's digital now. So the only thing we could do is keep on prompting you and keep on pushing and saying, hey, can you please have them just do the work, just do the work. And that's the best that we can do. Man, we understand we got 25 days left. Just work with us through them 25 days. That's all.
20. The countdown is real. Like I don't want to see a computer but once a week. I know.
Listen,
I have like the computer feel like torture now. It does. It just feel like
people
torture.
think it's easy, but it's not. I mean, I feel like honestly, I do more work because I have to do so many logs and so many record keeping and so many this and so many that.
How many Zoom logins and passwords you got? Oh my God. I'm like, I got one for faculty meeting. I got one for PLC. I got one for 2 additional PLCs that I'm in. I got one. I'm like, oh God.
No. No.
Are you talking to me right now? Because we've had a discussion about that several times. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind. I just said no, work is different story. Like I love your rant. I ain't said did I gotta go. Yes, I did, because that's what you was talking about. Yeah. And the Hawaiian hair tie that I used for the picture. Remember? Yes, so I seen it.
Yes.
Look, Dr. Edwards says work turn-in is definitely a different story. I have some doing a wonderful job and some are struggling. Yeah, some are struggling.
Yes. And that leads me to that point. Okay. I going back to the basics. We do have to go back to basics, because simple things, and I feel, I don't know how you feel about it, but I think in self-reflection, I really, and I don't know if I do it too much, but sometimes I think to myself, now that I'm not with the kids, I realize how much a hand holding I do with them. I really, as much as in my mind, I'm thinking I'm making them grapple with stuff. The more I see them online now, it's like, didn't you realize I went ahead and went over that section, and we went over it as a class, and now I'm having you do it independently, and you literally do not get it. And then you didn't read the instructions, because I even gave you the first 3 answers, and you still answered the questions wrong. I'm like, wait, how is this possible? So I'm really thinking that we gotta go back to like basic skills, going back to the beginning. And if that's the direction that we're trying to go in, because we discussed that before also in our PLC, like we need to go back to basic. I'm like, absolutely. We got to go back to the point where, remember how when you get a sheet of line paper and there's a red line on the paper, and you're supposed to write from left to right, because we're in America and we read left to right. That's why you read English. Simple like that, because there's kids who are writing the wrong side of the paper. There's kids who will write off the lines in the space. I'm like, what are you doing? Basic like that. And then punctuation, grammar.
But that goes back to the academic gaps that the children are arriving with, from elementary school. It should be an eye opener for us all, to where we can no longer negate to say that the kids have their basic foundational skills are very weak. We gotta do something different. Like there's no way around that. We gotta do something different. And until we do that, it's going to be a constant struggle for the children. Constant struggle.
So like early release days, I used to, every Monday was always our vocabulary building. It was like, and then people were questioning me, what are you doing basic vocabulary with the kids for? I said, do you see how they write and you hear how they read? Of course, we got to do basic vocabulary on Mondays. I mean, vocabulary on Mondays, what is it? Emotional building on the following Monday. The Monday after that, we're going back to grammar. And the Monday after that, we're going back to just reading short passages in 5 minutes, just for comprehension. You got to go back, because to start and say, okay, we're going to read a 20-chapter novel. You got to understand what it is that you're doing before you start reading a whole novel. You got to understand what? Going back to theme and main idea and characters and characterization, all that stuff. So, but parents are starting to realize that too. Like she keep asking me to do this and keep asking me to do that. I said yes, because she doesn't understand what it is. She doesn't understand what the words are. She doesn't understand to break down the question. So now, and I'm hoping that when we do finally go back to school, that parents are going to be a lot more understanding of
a lot more connected to what the importance of the enrichment, the homework at home. Like, much more connected. That's my overall prayer in all of this, to be one of the benefits of this COVID-19 experience for the parents, that it is true. They walk away with a true understanding of the importance of, making certain that their children are, coming home with a basic understanding of what they've learned in school all day. They should not be getting up, going to school daily, and not coming back home with something new they have learned or developed a level of mastery in. Otherwise, they're just showing up, and that's not good enough. That's not good enough. So I hope that happens.
Good. And parents ask those questions, like, not just what did you do in school today? Okay, break it down specifically. Okay, what new concept did you learn in math today? What was your reading assignment today? What part of that you did not understand in language arts? You know,
and if we don't get some planners this year, every child in Hillsborough County Public School needs to have a planner.
I need an hour right here.
A planner.
Because we don't know what's going on. We never
organization skills, like we have gotten away from that. Like my boys have planners, but they don't use them. They brand new nice planners. The teacher they don't use them. Now last year the teachers used. I don't know. But no, like I wrote them at the beginning of the year, and I noticed that they weren't writing anything. I'm like, did we just buy these for a hobby?
Right.
And they're nice.
It makes a difference when kids are saying, I don't know how to test. I don't know when this coming up. I don't know, because you didn't write anything down. You had. I was blown too when I would ask them. I said, you know, then put that in your planner. They were like, what planner? I was like, what? Right. And so when it makes sense to me why when assignments creep up on them, or when a due date passes and I throw a 0 in there, how I got a 0? Oh, and that leads you to the next big question. Hold up.
Okay, let me say this real quick. So Gretchen said, Audra said they need directions for the direction. Audra, we're gonna send you in the corner, because you know that's gonna get under our nails and make us want to scream about. That's no different than the meeting about the meeting. The meeting about the meeting, the directions for the directions. I have stood in front of these children and told it all. And they say, Miss, what I do? Wait, what?
Yes.
Okay.
I've done everything except skywrite it. I've given you. I've written it down. I sung you a song. I put it on PowerPoint. I've written on the board. I have done it. Only thing I need to do is skywrite it in the sky. And then next thing you know, it's like this. What I need to do.
Gretchen says, my heart goes out to the teachers. We appreciate that, Gretchen. Sonia says, keep up the equity language. Thank you, Denise Thomas. Yes, we've been screaming equity for
screaming.
We've been screaming it for a while. The question is there anybody listening? Is there anyone listening? It's like things that we've been talking about for years. They're starting to hear it faintly in the brush. Under the darkness of the moon. That was a good. Yeah. Gretchen says, I used to work with whole second graders at Rompello. Okay. Audra says, I feel the pain, Apricot. And he's like, you should, girl. You should. Yes, the planner. For every class, my kid uses her planner at Rompello. Yes. And that's the thing. You have to have fidelity amongst all. Yes. Because if one teacher do it and the other teacher don't, and 2 other teachers do it and then the next 2 don't, that is not going to work. That defeats the whole purpose of the child learning the importance of organization and planning for your week, your month, your day. That's one of the key 101s in college. The first thing they teach you is that they give you that planner. Now, you do have all of these calendars and all that stuff over the phone. But again, pen, paper. That helps them with their writing. That helps them with grammar. That helps them with organization. It does more than just typing in something that's auto-correcting and don't make them even think about it. Yeah, so there's more skills that's within all of that.
And you know, the more you write things down, the more you remember it. When the kids keep on coming back and saying to me, oh, Miss, why I gotta write? I just wrote this down. I said, but guess what? By the time you write it this 5th time, I promise you're gonna know how to spell it. You're going to know how to pronounce it. You're going to know how it's written correctly. Because the more you do that, repetition. School is all about repetition and routine. Once you got a routine going, because listen, planners, we know what planners do. Planners help you for the future. Well, if I plan now by homework assignments and I know when I got to turn things in, then I'm going to just switch it over and apply it to life. Well, guess what? Now I'm living in my own apartment for the first time. I got bills. Well, I got a calendar now. I'm going to sit down and write down what my bills are due. I learned that skill in school because I had to write down everything and I knew when things was coming up and when due dates were there. So that's why we need to have that. We need to have that right there for the kids. You were going to say something? I thought you were going to say something just now.
Something weird is happening because it says that the live broadcast has expired. Are we still on?
We're still on because I see it still live.
Yeah, but we're on. But when I click on the teacher for the culture link, hold on.
I'm on my page.
And it's still going. You still see you? Okay, good.
Yep. I'm on my page and I still see me.
That's weird. My phone just not acting up. It says Gretchen laugh out loud. I left host last year. I finished Calhoun Elementary. Now I'm in healthcare. Oh, okay, cool.
That's good.
But you said you escaped.
Yeah. She's free now.
Thank God I'm free.
Right. Elementary school.
And I'll never be bound again.
Hey, say that.
I know you're not calling me right now. Okay, so elementary school report cards. Girl, that's what you were saying. Your report cards, they out, y'all.
They out on EDSB.
They out on EDSB. Or they're also, I was told that some parents received a text message and a code. So I don't know if all schools did that. I didn't get that from my kids' school. I just had it from what they did, sent an email. I'm going to say from but yeah, they sent an email. So parents, I do know that if you don't know the code, if I'm not mistaken, if you go onto the EDSB, then you can also get it there. So no excuse. Everybody at the house, report cards, look them up. There's no reason why we don't know what our children are earning, what the report card says about their academic growth. It's either growth or the lack thereof. It's not both. They're either demonstrating growth or they're not. You want to see the demonstration of growth. So in order to find that out, you got to look at the report card. That's the greatest system that we use. Correct.
And that's to say, and interesting question too. I would love to know how many parents are able to access EDSB on their own, or like, have gone to the school district website and done that, because I've had conversations with parents that say, I don't know what their grades are. I didn't know they were doing this. I didn't know that. And I think two of the things that we need to do at the beginning of the school year, and well, if they don't have EDSB, again, of course, whatever new program that they're bringing in, because every couple of years we change something, or every other year, but we seriously need classes like that. I think you can take that 10-day, the first 10 days of school, they go through all the PowerPoints and all the stuff for the kids. Okay, incorporated in that should be entire classes on how to operate whatever the grading system the kids need. Because I tell you, kids will ask me questions like, well, why my grade look like that? Well, you can go in there and research and investigate for yourself. And it's really interesting how they just don't know how to get to that. All they see is the grade, and they don't realize you got to click open the different boxes and click open the next one, and hey, you could go to this thing that says my work, and here's your graph, and here's your assignments, and here they just don't know how to look for that. And I think that's where we need to start off with. If you're going to introduce a new system to kids that they have to look at their grades at, we need to spend some time teaching them that. You can't just say, okay, this is the system, and let it go. They have to be taught properly. It has to be taught.
I agree totally. And that's where that first week of school, we know there's a lot going on, and everybody's trying to cram in everything that they want to know about school-wide procedures and expectations and so on and so forth. Well, that same type of training, now that the parents are well equipped with e-trainings or e-learning, I should say, now they can be aware that on such and such date, we're doing a e-training for the parents on how to get on EDSB. Because next year, I think rumor has it that there are some schools piloting Canva, and we're moving into Canva this upcoming school year. So again, the same way that we expeditiously pushed out all this e-learning and e-this and e-e-e, make sure that we keep that same momentum when it comes to the future school year, in order to make sure parents are staying connected to the different things that are happening at the school. You got to keep that same level of connection, because it's beneficial for the children and the families in the end. Right.
Because I think if we start to project to the future, and we like to think, in my mind, I always want to think positively, but I always want to think cautiously. In the event, because remember, once we'll go through summer, we head into hurricane season, and then we head into flu season again. So God forbid it wraps back around again, and we end up being home again. So let's just make sure that we are really now equipped with the tools that we need, and get ready for more of this e-learning. I can anticipate at least 1 or 2 classes being completely online. Like you can't expect kids to go to PE if there's still a virus out there, you know.
Right.
Can't expect kids to be in what kind of just large numbers, massive numbers like that. So we can anticipate them being out for a little bit longer. So I know I'm mentally prepared for that. I'm not physically prepared to be inside the house.
I just hope that our district do a great job with being transparent on what is going to be our cleaning, what is going to be the expectations for our custodians and their cleaning, so that we could feel safe going into those schools and those classrooms and the cafeteria and the bathrooms on a day-to-day basis with confidence that, yes, we're going to do our general hygiene of washing our hands when there's soap in the bathroom and drying our hands, when there's paper towel in the bathrooms. But the key thing is, as we notice, even in the hospitals and the stores right now, they are very intentional about cleaning throughout the day.
Yes.
That means that the bathroom can't be, you arrive as clean in the morning and you don't touch it again to 4:20. That doesn't work. That's not sanitation, because we know throughout the day the kids are peeing on the floor. They not washing. We know all of that is happening. That's just realistic. They're children, and you got some adults that do it too. So how are they going to effectively be able to say to the teachers, your school is clean to the best of our ability, to where you have a less chance of becoming ill because of the lack of sanitation here on the campus?
Right.
Where will we see that?
Right. And you got to take into account, let's look at this, take it even further. Take into account the fact that as we went into the last 2 years of school, we've had AC problems. We've had hot buildings.
Ooh.
We've had, issues with
Don't mention it.
In my building, we've had issues with the pipes along the ceiling. Okay, where one classroom, the ceiling came down and the pipe is running this way. So it's like, okay, now you incorporate all that, and then you expect the schools to be clean on top of that. So I'm like, look, I'm telling you, I feel I don't want to live in a state of fear, but at the same time, I don't want to get sick. Okay, I just don't want to get sick when I know I could insulate myself at home and be healthy. Can I still teach from here? Let me teach from here until I can feel secure that the school is clean enough for me to go in. And then remember, we're dealing with a live. I love to my classes, my students. The school itself is a living, breathing organism. We don't work in a cubicle, and we only see the boss every Monday for a meeting. We work with hundreds of people.
Yes, we walk with them in bundles we walk in huddles. We're in the hallways. We're all up and through there. We don't get to just go sit in a room at a desk. I don't. Wait, let me correct that. There are some that do, but I don't. I don't. We can't.
I'm always around the kids. Always. I don't sit down.
Audra says, we're okay, that's a question for Gretchen. All right, Kamita Edwards says, aren't the guidelines in the Reopen America plan? See, legs.
I need you to stop. I need legs and all legs.
Run through.
What Reopen America plan? Come across the screen.
Take off, Dr. Edwards. Stop playing.
Take flight. This is what I'm saying. Y'all president.
Wait, number 45. Don't. Number 45.
Your president. I'm just saying.
Number 45. President.
He over there telling people to inject themselves with Lysol, Clorox.
And people have been doing that. They're showing people arriving to the hospitals for ingest.
This is what I'm saying. Let them. If you're gonna be that stupid, my mama told me when I was a little child, that's why the Clorox and all of the cleaning and stuff is under the cabinet. Leave it alone. I knew that when I was 3 and 4 and 2 and 1 years old. How you saying now that this man got more knowledge than my mama did when I was an infant to a baby, telling me not to mess with them cleaners under the cabinet? If people want to drink disinfectant and inject this, let them. That's just less idiots on the world. That's my personal opinion. Let me slide.
I don't agree with that. No.
Hey, there's a certain type of people doing it. It ain't everybody.
All right. So Tammy, a registered nurse, says a patient in our ER gave himself a bleach enema. He is being treated for external and internal chemical burns and receiving a psych consult. He said the president said it kills coronavirus, and there it is.
The president told him so. My thing is, if you want to believe that fool, go ahead. You the dumb. Do you? Because if you saying to me that, what's so scary is that there are people on this planet that truly believe we are regressing as a country. I thought we was progressing, we was doing well. When you got Karen and Becky and all them in the public playground telling people it's my right to be out here in the park and let my children play in the park, and that Karen, do it. Do what you got to do.
Yeah. What you say? Do it, Karen.
Karen, do it. Do it.
Because ain't nobody gonna stop you.
Police gonna stop you. You gonna understand. And what the part I love the most is when certain people start screaming about their civil rights. Wait a minute. How long you been black? I'm just gonna ask you. How long you been black? You've been black a couple of years, right? You've been black a couple of years? I know I've been black for a couple of years.
40 plus.
Yeah. I've been black almost 50 years. And I'm from the Caribbean, and we a U.S. territory, and we still don't have all our rights as U.S. citizens. So Karen, really sit down.
Hold on, I'm gonna look for Lisa like that. There was Lisa. Lisa. Where's Lisa? It says, she asked to be arrested and then was mad. Right. Like it's like, then they said she did nothing. Wait, what? Were you in the same playground as the other people the video that you recorded?
Yes.
I'm like, I'm done. Like I had to stop watching it. I was done.
I thought that was hilarious. That's why I say if people want to be that crazy, sometimes you just gotta let them be that crazy. If I can't talk you out of it, do whatever you feel is best. Because like Bob Marley said, who the cat fit gonna wear it? And my grandmother said, listen, who don't hear them, I'm gonna feel, you're gonna feel. If you can't hear, you gonna feel. If you can't hear them, I'm gonna feel. You're gonna feel it. Find your bun.
Deep gonna feel it.
You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. I'm gonna warm your tail. That's what she said. I'm gonna warm your tail. I warm my tail. Really? I'm gonna warm it up. And it was warm too, boy. Ain't nothing like an old school switch from an old woman. Boy, that switch, pow! Whew. That brought me back. You ever get hit with a switch so hard you go crazy with the first lick and then you came back staying with the second one?
Yes. Well, make you snap back. It make your nap snap back.
Look. You ever jump so high you just you jump before you get hit. That's how hard you know that hit was coming. You start jumping already. You start jumping around. Like,
look, when that lick hit you so hard, you get paralyzed. You be hit. You be like. Switch, laughter.
But see, that's why we were raised well. I mean, as much as that may sound like abuse today, but listen, we being in the street going crazy.
It may sound like abuse today. It ain't kill us.
We still here.
You just might have had a welt. It wasn't no bruising. It just was a welt. It went away by the next morning.
And then you use Vaseline and all that, get rid of that. But then on top of that, because you got to grease up real good first, get that welt down. Just get it. But it's like we came out right though. We became strong people because we're like, look, we understood what discipline meant. We understood that. So man, that's why I worry about not about this particular generation because they're living through some serious issues. I'm just concerned about people who are not paying attention or being ignorant right now. For example, let's talk about the government. Oh, by the way, I want to throw out there this phone number for everybody. I need all y'all to call the governor mansion over there in Georgia because I was just playing around and I decided to call myself.
My God.
Let me tell you something. I called up there and I said, why is it that we can't come visit the governor's mansion? Here were the people, the representatives say, well, because of coronavirus. I said, but we can't come to visit the governor's mansion, but you open in a nail salon where Black folk is. You open in the barbershop where you can't stand 6 feet apart. So I need y'all to call 404-656-1776. Just call the governor's mansion. Just mess with them real quick. Just keep calling. Call them all day long and ask them why we can't come to the governor's mansion, but you opening up the barbershop and the nail salon. And we seeing pictures of people standing in line. This is what's wrong with our people sometimes. Why are we standing in line outside the nail salon? No mask, not 6 feet apart. We're just in a rush to get back to the nail salon. Just in a rush. Let me tell you something. My whole head will turn white before I get up and go get some color in this head. I mean, because I only go to one
Gretchen
person.
said legs. Gretchen said legs.
Let me say. Gretchen.
Come on, Gretchen, legs.
That's a gangster. That's a gangster. I love it. Oh my God.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I got one colorist. If I can't see her till next year, this whole head will turn white. I'll have to try some homemade crap, Kool-Aid crap before I see. No, I want to live. Y'all gonna just have to deal with it. Hey, boo, you gonna have to deal with this gray.
Check in, boo. Check in, boo.
Hey, boo, you gonna have to deal with this gray until give me a year, and then it'll come back. But I'm telling you, why are we in such a rush to do something that's so vain? What about your soul? Your soul is more important than vanity. I love getting my nails done, but my friend had to hook me up so I could just live. I don't need to be the nail shop that bad. I don't need to. And I'm gonna use this as a PSA for our people. Listen, it ain't that crucial.
No.
Just stay home and get fat and happy like I see most of y'all do. Most of y'all out there just getting fat.
Like me, I am enjoying the luxury. Look, and I done messed around here, my doggone Fitbit off, and we on a challenge, and I look on there, and I'm the doggone 3 people from being last place. I ain't even put the doggone thing on.
Big challenge with me. You ain't put me in the challenge.
This was for our school.
I'd have whooped you.
You know you will.
Because
you stand around and just walk around the house for no reason. But let's go back to the fact that this is my first day putting it on, and the challenge ends on Tuesday. Silly.
That's sad.
Silly. What else are we supposed to be talking about?
I don't even know. Look, hey, you got shootings in Tampa? What? What's wrong with people? I'm just saying. We got a virus going on. Why y'all out here shooting people? Now, I understand the one issue is people are a little bit concerned, they're scared, and I guess, I don't know, maybe that's one reason. But listen, why? We have to deal with going on. Why y'all out here shooting people? Now, I understand the one issue. Is that me? People are a little bit concerned, they're scared, and I guess, I don't know, maybe I'll just wait. That's one reason. But listen, why? But I just need y'all to just calm down. Just be calm. Relax. That's all right. You can't hear me? What happened?
Say something.
I'm saying something.
You can hear me?
I can hear you clearly. B, can you hear me? Well, throw some legs on the screen if you can hear me real good. But I promise. Oh, okay. She said she can hear us both. See, there you go. She can hear us both. Legs. So listen, I'm gonna leave that number in the page, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have y'all call the governor's mansion and ask him why is it that the barbershops are open and the beauty parlors are open and every place that you cannot physically social distance, why is that open but the governor's mansion ain't open? Ask him why the salons not open. She's gonna come back. Why the golf course is not open, and why the tanning salon's not open, and why the country club's not open. Why that's not open? But you open businesses that's specifically designed that where a majority of Black people go to. I mean, why? Because they want to test the waters. They want to send you out there to see how many y'all gonna drop before they say, okay, I guess we'll wait it out a couple more weeks.
Please, and that was along the lines what the governor in what was that Las Vegas saying?
Vegas is saying the same thing.
She was saying let them be the test area to be able to get people back out there in the world in their communities to see if they have developed, natural antibodies for all. I'm like, wait, what? Did you ask some people if they wanted to do that?
Right. I ain't no crash test dummy. I ain't no guinea pig. I ain't no. I'm none of that. I'm not gonna be that. I'm in the window like this. Some nosy neighbors waiting for you to go first. What you doing? What you doing first? What you doing? You out there? I see you. You drop
right,
here.
right.
Listen, do fun stuff. Like one of the most the cutest things I saw all week long. One of my neighbors had a birthday, and their whole family drove by like a parade, and they were honking the horns, and they were waving flags, and it was so cute. And they still socially distanced, but everybody was in their car, and it came out. I was thinking, y'all having a parade? What y'all doing? But it was the cutest thing. Nobody came out. Nobody lingered around for a long time. They just drove on through just to show your love to your friend or to your family member. That's a great thing. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
But we don't have to gather up like that. It's like we're seeing in Chicago. There was a house party, 1,000 people, I think it was.
And you know what? They've given that party different days because when it was I was, I'd be up late at night. When it was shared to me, I was like, some guy named somebody Fish. He was live at the party, but he was making it seem like he was in Atlanta. So maybe he was being sarcastic about the Atlanta situation because it was clarified that was in Chicago. And yeah, a full house party. And that wasn't a house party. That was house catastrophe because they could not party because they could not move. They all were standing there.
And it's like, I think
you provided that clip or you ain't provided that.
I think people are having a mentality that if I can't see it, it can't harm me. Well, that's not a good mentality to have. Just because I can't see it, I can't see God either, but I know He real. That's all I can say about that. That's all I can say about that. I mean, because the promises of God is real. So I know I'm safe and protected in my home. My friends are safe. And as long as we living right, God will keep on looking out for us. And that's also invisible, just like a virus. But guess what? I ain't going to try him. I ain't going to tempt it. What it said, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And therefore, I'm going to have some wisdom. I'm going to stay inside the house. And I'm going to do what the CDC recommends. And I'm not going to inject myself with nothing. All my Clorox is going to be either in the sink or in the tub. That's what
I still can't believe people have done that. Like I really can't believe that they done that.
Yes. You're breaking up.
I can't.
Yeah, you breaking up a little bit.
For real now?
You came back on a little slow. Okay. Don't move so much. I think you stuck. Say something.
I ain't stuck. I was sitting still.
Okay. I miss my
stop it, Maggie. We've been locked up. Me and you must never part.
Never part. I can't take it no more. But it's all right.
I know.
We're gonna because she made crab and lobster. Oh God, it's been so long. That lobster boil, boy. Oh God, I can't. So I'm just saying I miss a good eating. I'm just missing just everything. And listen, guess what? What I really miss most of all, don't you know this is our week to go to St. Thomas? This would have been our week. In 3 days, we would have been on the beach in St. Thomas. This was Carnival weekend. We were supposed to go to St. Thomas.
And Dr. Edwards, we would have been look. Yes,
I need a wine. Dirty wine. Yeah. So, yeah, that hurt because we had a whole trip. It was Carnival weekend. We were supposed to go for the parade. We were supposed to go for the steel battle. We were supposed to. So it's okay, it's fine. I mean, God still give us life, and we have the ability to work. We're blessed to get a roof over our head,
Lord.
And so thank you, God. Even though we can't travel, we still are blessed. And when you say when you're at this side, you in the situation we in, we still doing better than a whole third of the world population. So thank you, God, for that.
Right.
So but we just wanted to pop in and talk to y'all for a little bit this evening. I mean, y'all talking, except for Gretchen, who's a ride or die. It looked like Gretchen will be on the team because Gretchen can talk about legs. Y'all gotta talk to us over there. What's
I
up?
love it. I love it. Richard said legs. Richard called
legs.
Richard said, "Give me legs."
What's okay? So what's the Bianca? Wait a minute, I messed up.
Bianca, the rally to reopen. Let's look at that. Let's watch that. Yes. Here we go.
Yes, go ahead. Got to turn the volume up. Yeah. I don't think we can hear it.
Yeah, I didn't have my audio on.
Okay, go ahead.
That's the hostess with the most.
In hospitality fields, and I do banquets, and I don't see that coming back anytime soon. So it does hurt.
Like many viewers who've contacted 8 on Your Side, she says she's had no luck applying for unemployment benefits.
I have applied, I've tried several times, but it doesn't go through, it gets rejected.
O'Rourke says she helped spread the word about today's Reopen Florida rally in Tampa.
Lord, they want us to socially distance. We have decided to come together.
The rally started at West Shore Mall, continued with a caravan of cars and motorcycles, and ended with dozens of demonstrators holding signs and waving American flags on Kennedy Boulevard.
People are suffering. People aren't getting the money that they need. I mean, what else are people supposed to do?
Jack Orino says he lost his job during the pandemic.
You know, the more and more we're learning about this virus, the more and more we're learning it's not as bad as they've been making it out to be.
Governor Ron DeSantis says an announcement is coming soon as to what will happen when the state's safer-at-home order expires on Thursday.
You look at kind of the guidelines the White House has put out. I think that that's a pretty good roadmap. And I think we just want to make sure that we're doing it in a way that's smart.
O'Rourke says she recognizes the economy won't return to normal overnight.
It's opening different things slowly, but let's get people back out to work. I think that it's been long enough.
What's your thoughts on that?
I'm just going to say this. I think that people are really playing a dangerous game. But I also blame the leadership for this, because at the beginning of this entire thing, it was a hoax. It was this, but no one took a look at what was going on internationally to see how they were dealing with it and what they were doing. I think people are playing a dangerous game, and I pray for this world entirely, because this is absolutely crazy. So I just want people to be safe and make sure that they're exercising caution, because this is very real and it is a threat. And we look at the population of our world and compare it to the amount of African Americans that are being attacked and dying because of COVID-19. The data and the stats are alarming. So just please be careful out there, because this is real, and we do have a lot of underlying health conditions. Because when we take a look at the WIC and we take a look at some of those programs for, they had foods that had cancer, they had foods that linked to health. And it's just a lot. I think it's way too soon to have this reopen Florida. I know that people are in an economic type of crisis situation, but this thing is very real, and we don't have the resources here in America to combat this the way that we need to. We could barely get any tests here in Tampa. So,
correct. And I agree with that, because also I think people are feeling, and Bianca, that was awesome. I love what you said. What I think people are feeling is a lot of them, I believe, are asymptomatic. And I could be asymptomatic. I don't even know. But I think because people are not showing up sick, they just feel, well, this can't be real. But you have to understand, I could be a flu carrier and give everybody around me the flu. So how do you know that, because we don't have enough tests? And it's just, that's a real thing. Everybody is in such a hurry to have money and get back to that. All these things are material things that can be replaced at some point in time. We got to look at your life. Your life, you got one. April, what are you going to say?
I mean, you said it. I mean, both of y'all summed it up, because you only get one life. Mm-hmm. So you rush back and then acquire the disease, and your immune system is not capable of fighting it off. And you arrive at a hospital and they're not capable of, slowing that process down so your body can produce natural antibodies to fight it. You're dead. Like there's no other way to look at it. So African American people, our makeup of genetics is different. These types of viruses attack us differently. So they say it's because of underlying health conditions. That may be the case too, but my opinion, something just is different. It's something different when it affects us. I don't know why.
And I agree. Remember,
No
we were brought to this country. You have to understand that we were brought here. So the genetically our DNA is in another land, which is probably why Africa has such small cases of COVID-19. But understand something. You won't see the demographic going to change significantly. We are 10 years ago census, we were 12% of the population. Look at how many of us are expiring. First of all, we done came through so much slavery. First of all, we done came through Jim Crow laws. We came through what you call again, civil rights. We came through police brutality, lynchings, all that.
Hold on, let's back up. Hold on, let's back up. Came through or still going through?
We still going through. I'm sorry, we still going through a lot of that. Okay, and we being incarcerated for minor charges. It's hard to kill Black folk. I just want to put it out there. It's hard to kill us. So now you got a virus.
That's why guns are the key lethal. I'm not going to get off a tangent. I'm not going to do it.
So here it is. We've tried it all, and we're still here. Now we got a virus. It's taking us out. So if we were only 12% of the U.S. population 10 years ago, what do you think this census is going to reveal once we go through this whole pandemic? We have to be smarter than that. We can't be out there doing all kind of crazy stuff. We're already low in numbers. And then with all these people who are passing away now, imagine what these numbers going to look like again. You don't think they're going to start redrawing the voting districts, zoning, all kind? Pay attention. I need y'all to pay attention. Just pay attention for what's going to happen. Just pay attention. Okay? So, but that's all I really got. I have anything else to add? What about you, April? Got anything else? I know I'm gonna need some new
25 days.
I know I'm gonna need some new scripts.
25 days. That's what I know. 25. 22 and 5.
And you know what? 2 5. And we're gonna shout out of that, and we're gonna conclude with a little shout. So in the end, it's this D Diva D from Carved Out Divas.
April Carr from April's Beauty Bar. We are diversity
and equity
and education, and we out in 25 days. Parents, y'all need to be shouting too.
Hey! Love y'all!